Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top 5 are correct, and then make predictions for next week's top 5. So let's get right on into it. Last week I predicted that number 1 would be Star Wars yet again. Then I predicted that number 2 would be The Revenant. Then I predicted that number 3 would be The Forest. Then I said that number 4 would be Daddy's Home. And then that number 5 would be The Hateful Eight. And guess what, guys? I only got 2 out of my 5 predictions right. At least it's not only one or none. So let's talk about it. Number 1 was Star Wars: The Force Awakens, obviously making $41 million, adding to a total of $812 million. It has passed Avatar to be the top grossing movie domestically and not worldwide yet. It still has $1 billion-ish more to go worldwide, but domestically it is the highest grossing movie of all time, and that is still just amazing to me. Like, that Star Wars actually kicked Avatar's butt. That was wonderful, but I'm just a little worried now that next week it's going to get crushed at the number 1 spot. Now that it dropped to 40 million when last week it made 90. Let's see what happens next week, because that'll be interesting. Next week is going to be pretty interesting to see what goes down. Anyways, number 2 was The Revenant. Now that it expanded into more theaters, more people saw it. It made $38 million this weekend, adding to a total of $39 million on a budget of $135 million. So it's got $100-ish more dollars to go to get to its budget, but it might be able to get there soon enough, as soon as Oscar announcements happen, which I think is this week or next week, something like that. More people will probably want to go see it to see how amazing it is, because it is an amazing movie. Anyways, number 3, a movie that probably isn't that amazing, Daddy's Home. It made $15 million this weekend, adding to a total of $116 million, which is very good. I didn't expect Daddy's Home to be grossing over $100 million or to make as much money as it is, but you know what? I can kind of understand, because it's a family-ish movie, so there's that, I guess. I still haven't seen it, no plans on it, but a movie that I am going to be seeing like in 20 minutes, The Forest. It made $13 million this weekend, and it already got its budget of $10 million back. And I've heard some things about The Forest. I heard that it was really bad, but not as bad as the first weekend of January usually is. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to be seeing it in 20-ish minutes, and then I'll get my review to you guys on Monday. Anyways, number 5 was Sisters, actually, not The Hateful Eight like I predicted. It made $7 million, adding to a total of $74 million. So yeah, Sisters is still doing pretty good. I haven't seen it, so I can't really talk about it. So moving on. Number 6 was The Hateful Eight, the one I did see. It made $6,351,000, adding to a total of $41 million. And it's only $3 million away from its budget of $44, and it'll definitely get there. It made $6 million, like in the next couple days it'll get its budget back, and everything will be fine. Which is amazing, because The Hateful Eight is easily one of my best films of 2015, not 2016, because it's a 2015 release. And yeah, The Hateful Eight is an amazing movie that everyone should see. Anyways, number 7, a movie that people say is amazing. Probably, I don't know, The Big Short. It made $6,300,000, adding to a total of $42 million now. So more people are seeing this movie probably because, hey, look, this will probably get nominated for an Oscar or something, and if it does get nominated, then I'm probably gonna have to watch it eventually, which that'll be fine. I think it'll be. I think it looks like a good movie. Maybe it will be a good movie when I do see it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Number 8 was Alvin and the Chipmunks. The road trip. Why can't this just leave already? It made $5 million this weekend, adding to a total of 75. That's $1 million more than Sisters, and Sisters is beating it, like, numbers-wise, as you could tell from earlier, so I wouldn't be surprised if Sisters actually grosses more than Chipmunks does. But yeah, Chipmunks is only $15 million away from its $90 million budget. Will it get there? Probably. Worldwide, it'll definitely get there. Has it opened worldwide yet? I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up, because I'm too lazy, man. At number 9 was Joy, the other Oscar movie that is in the top 10 this week. It made $4 million, adding to a total of $46 million. That's only $14 million away from its budget of $60 million, $1 million less than The Road Trip. Will Joy get there? Probably. When Jennifer Lawrence is nominated for stuff, they'll be like, oh, I guess we gotta see that one movie that was nominated for a thing, and then they see it, or something. And the last Oscar probably movie on here, Concussion. It made $3 million, adding to a total of $30 million, which is $5 million away from its budget of $35 million. Look, I'm, do you really need me to repeat everything I just said about the other Oscar-ish movies on here, like Big Short and Joy? It's like, you probably don't need me to. It's like, I haven't seen it. Will Smith looks great, but I've heard that it's not amazing or anything. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Congratulations, Concussion, for making 30 million. Um, that's all. And now the fun part, my predictions for next week's top five. Now, Ride Along 2 is coming out, which is the sequel to a very surprising blockbuster of the first movie, which I hated, which is why I'm going to predict that number one will be Ride Along 2. That's right, I'm going to predict that Ride Along 2 will be able to beat Star Wars The Force Awakens, but that's not it. I'm also going to say that number two is going to be 13 Hours, the new Michael Bay movie, basically just because it's based on a true story of these men in Benghazi. So it'll probably have an audience for that. I think those two movies are going to beat Star Wars, and that Star Wars will be at number three. I can't believe I'm saying this. In a perfect world, Star Wars would easily beat Ride Along 2, but it's a sequel to a movie that made a lot of money. So yeah, and Star Wars has been out for a long time. It's already made $800 million, so it's probably going to start going down, which is unfortunate. But I'm also going to predict that number four is The Revenant, and then I'm going to say that number five is that really horrible looking animated film called Norm of the North, starring Rob Schneider. But what are your predictions for next week's top five? Leave in the comments below. And if you got your predictions right for this week, you're going to get a shout out right now. Unless you didn't get it right, then better luck next time, I guess. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.